Hi guys, and welcome to our presentation about the overview report of accounting. First of all, I would like to introduce our group. We have three members, which is Gwen, Byron, and me, Cheese. Um, I will going to talk about the role of accountant. Next, Gwen will talk about the required skill, and finally, Byron will talk about the profession development and the conclusion. So let's start with the role of accountant. An accounting profession is one of the most common and essential occupation for any economy, and every business regardless of size, structures, and industry is operating in require a certain number of accounting, and industry is operating in requires a certain number of accounting functions to be performed. And nevertheless, at its core, the responsibility of an accountant is to analyze, evaluate, and report on financial matters for organization, business, as well as individual. And this video will attempt to provide a clear picture about the profession, including the discussion of to identify workplace issues, the discussion of required skill needed for the role of to address the problems, the recognition of professional development. And similar to any profession, accountants have been experiencing many workplace issues from both views, both internal of accounting firm to the external, from government, legal authority, client, and customer. And here we would like to present two most contemporary issues in the accounting world, which are the increasing complexity of accounting regulation and the shortage in recruitment. And there are three main points in the increased complexity of accounting regulation, which the first one is the new rules on reporting of loans and other credit loss. And the second one is life insurance rules are increasing its complexity. And the third one, that's the auditor disclosure rules. And moving on the next part, I'm going to talk about the shortage in recruitment. And within two last decades, accounting firms are struggling in recruiting experienced professionals as well as to keeping them despite of the effort by building large campus recruiting machine. And the shortage is cumulative result of the number of accounting moving to the commerce, a lack of Australian taxation experience, and changing nature of laws. And the requirement of trust skill is increasing. Technology has overturned the way financial systems work and changed the way accounting institutes approach their work. Um, Another pressure is the salary, in which commercial salaries are attracting in the interest of candidates more than accountants. And after that, Grant will talk about the required skill of an accountant.
Hi everyone, my name is Wang. Today I'm going to present about required skill to address future issue. Firstly, ethical sensitivity. Secondly, technical skill, adaptability, and finally, communication skill. So moving to the first point about ethical sensitivity. So according to Art Warren, from 1891 to 1974, the man of character sensitive to the meaning of what he doing will know how to discover the ethical parts in the maze of possible behavior. And according to the reference on 1986, its individual may engage in unethical behavior if they fail to recognize the presence of ethical issue. So the Aaron case is very good in 2001, a very good example demonstrating the lack of ethical sensitivity of task management and the company finance and accounting team. So Aaron ignores the current ethical issues, breach accounting regulations, and engage in ethical behavior by keeping debts off the balance sheet, providing unreliable financial statement, and misleading company financial situation. As an accountant, it is very important to deliver ethical work, follow on accounting regulation and frameworks, and try to avoid mislead or obscure financial disclosure. So the second important skill is technical skill, adaptability. So according to the Hinger marketing webpage, it claims that the technology is believed to be the top challenge for business firm in the near future. So this is foreseeable as the challenge to keep up the rapid pace of technology development to meet business needs and related client expectations. According to the Hamilton 2007, it's claimed that technology also plays a very important role, and its rapid change leads to alternating the accountant behavior and practice. So let me give you an example about SAP. So SAP is considered one of the most valuable systems that allow users to input, populate data effectively, and support cash flow, finance, and human resources. Many big firms have changed to SAP in many recent years. Accounting seems to get rid of its traditional path from transaction to operation. Empirical evidence finding clearly show that the employment of technology are likely to adapt AIS and to be effective in the market. So there will be arrival a new technology that inevitably leads to a change in cost structure, increasing complexity, competitiveness, and environmental and technological change. Accountant would be the first to get their hands onto new system with new procedure, and so it's better for them to get ready in order to adapt with change in firm and accounting regulations. So finally, the communication skill. So accountants have to be able to communicate with other department, colleagues, and director and client. So they may have to communicate in person via email or over the phone. And accountants often have to give presentation, work on management reporting or budget forecasting and consulting. Therefore, their written and oral communication must be strong. Furthermore, it's only about the work. So, but accountants need to ensure the training and management of the team and assistant, making themselves able and available for people that accountants are responsible for. And to be continue our presentation, Byron will discuss about professional development.
In order to keep pace with the various issues of accounting, a vast amount of professional development will be required. All of this will be specific to accounting, but may translate to other service businesses also. The first area I'd like to cover is advice over service, followed by the marketing mix, or the 7 Ps. Advice over service refers to how accounting will change in the future. Traditionally, an accountant has provided financial statements to its clients. In the future, advice will be what is valued most. With less accountants available, each accountant will require more clients. In order to manage these extra clients, automation will be necessary. Automation has already replaced the majority of an accountant's role, with bank transactions, payroll, superannuation clearinghouses all being linked to the accountant's software. Further automation efforts will look to include financial modelling, advanced warning systems that will notify when specific advice may be required, management accounting ratios, as well as legal and tax databases that will make it easier for people to access free information than ever before. The high level of automation available to accountants will reduce legal and ethical risk, and also means the majority of service that accountants traditionally have provided will be automated, with the new value accountants being able to offer greater advice. In order to successfully implement such automation and change from providing a service to providing advice, accountants will need to implement business process systems through the use of business process management software and some sort of quality improvement processes such as Lean Six Sigma. In order for accountants to attract additional clients, the marketing mix will need to be considered for any manager working with an accounting firm. The internet and social media has changed the way people find services, and this is constantly changing. 15 years ago, the majority of people used the yellow pages to find a service. 10 years ago, people started to Google it. Now, people ask friends or groups on Facebook or other social media to look for a personal introduction. Whilst the majority of businesses have a website, The majority of those have some social media presence. Further development in their social media marketing is required. Traditionally, the marketing mix has been referred to as the 4 Ps of product, price, promotion, and place. Recently, particularly in service industries, this has been expanded to include physical environment, process, and people, or the 7 Ps. These 3 additional areas, particularly process and people, are becoming increasingly important to consumers. In addition to this, recent studies have shown that people require up to 13 touches before they will build enough trust to become a client. These touches need to be soft touches and not an attempt to sell. Selling to someone on the first touch is the equivalent of meeting someone and asking them to sleep with you straight away. Sure, it might work every now and then, but building a relationship with someone over a number of interactions will give a much better response. The same applies in marketing. Business social media still tends to focus on the first 4 Ps of the marketing mix and less on people, even though the whole point of social media is to connect with people. A business of the future will be required to interact with its customers and potential customers via social media. This presence needs to have a focus on people. After potential customers have built trust with your brand, a traditional sales pitch advertisement can be used with much greater success. Overall, accounting has changed, and the way accountants are managed will also need to change. Increases in regulation and shortages in recruitment are issues that will have an effect on accounting in the future. Focusing on ethical, technical, and communication skills of accountants will be necessary, as well as significant professional development in quality improvement systems and marketing.